ping people with them, you slow their healing, and you bolt faster. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like if you're gonna snipe, you're gonna use the... Can you not shoot these? Oh my gosh, you can. This is the best game ever. So hello gamers and welcome to the ultimate class guide for Battlefield 6. I've tested every single class. I've learned everything about them. Not going to tell you how many hours I've played on the game. There's a ton of different quirks to the classes, including their specialist weapon type, multiple levels, passive traits, and much more, like running a shotgun as assault, but also the stim on the assault class doesn't heal you. It actually does 4 different things, but it doesn't heal you, which is just so weird. This class system is nothing like anything we've seen in Battlefield before, and so you don't have to spend hours and hours testing everything like me. I'm just going to go through everything for you. Let's just jump right into it, starting it off with the Assault class. The Assault class starts with better ADS mobility, which is pretty nice. Essentially, you walk faster when you're aiming down sight, and this applies to every single weapon category, not just assault rifles, which is pretty cool. At level 1, you gain an extra adrenaline injector, and we'll talk about the adrenaline injector in a second. At level 2, you get better regen, which is actually really good because the actual stim doesn't heal you. And also, if you're suppressed in this game, your regen will not trigger. So the faster you get your health back, the less you have to worry about that feature, which is really annoying. If somebody's shooting over you, you don't regen health, which is, I don't know. And then of course his active ability, where you have to earn a certain amount of score, is essentially a different type of stimulant that will ping nearby enemies. It'll also make enemies a lot easier to hear, and it's alright, but it's kind of easy to find people anyway. As for his main gadget, the Assault class has, of course, this stimulant. This will give you faster walk speed, it will reduce your explosive damage, but it will not trigger your regen, it will not give you any instant health, it won't do anything like that. It actually used to in the beta, but they made it more of a kind of overall helpful gadget, sort of, but I don't know, it's really not that good. But the main thing you need to know is that this is not a mid-fight stim. If I took damage from that fight, I'm not supposed to hit the stim. I'm actually supposed to hit prior to fighting people, which is kind of counterintuitive to how a stim usually works in games like this. It usually just gives you some life regeneration. You are on fire. I think you're gonna die. But yeah, it's worth mentioning that's how you're supposed to be using this. Like, if I'm supposed to peek into a fight, I might use this for extra walk speed. The ability to survive grenades better is nice, I guess. I'm not gonna lie, this stimulant is not why you use assault. There are definitely reasons, for example, this shotgun. And it will make flashbangs less effective, but not a lot of people are using flashbangs. And it will also make enemy footsteps easier to hear, not as well as the other one. But yeah, see, I'm not regenning. Just slowly gonna regen my health normally after, which is just kind of annoying. I don't know. Not a big fan of that. The next thing for this class is, of course, your signature weapon trait. This is with the assault rifle class only, not carbine. There's only 3 assault rifles in this build of the game. You're going to have to use one to get this perk. But the perk is okay. You get faster sprint to fire. So you start... You also get faster swap speed, so you can actually swap to your pistol faster. And unfortunately, that's about it. And it's not really the biggest benefits, but of course the entire kit works around the assault rifle, so you may as well just use an assault rifle or an SMG, and an SMG kind of has a lot of the same benefits as this trait, so maybe just use an SMG. But of course it depends on the engagement range. Moving on to gadgets, we only have an explosive grenade launcher and a thermobaric grenade launcher, essentially a Molotov launcher. Both of these are very good, and especially the fire one is really good against infantry, but the explosive one also kind of works against vehicles, not particularly well, especially tanks, but of course this one can also destroy stuff. So this is more of an anti-infantry one, and this is more of a tactical explosive launcher. And of course the other gadget is you can actually use a carbine, a DMR, or a shotgun. You used to be able to use a second assault rifle or a bolt action rifle. You can't do that anymore, which is good, but I think the main 2 you should probably use are a DMR or a shotgun, depending on the map. And I'm not gonna lie, the main reason to use this class is of course this second weapon. Like 60 damage from that far with a pump shotgun is crazy. This is of course the only class in the game that has access to 2 primary weapons. It's not every class, which is good. This is replacing a gadget, by the way, so you could run both grenade launchers or you can run a second primary. Definitely great to have a primary pump shotgun in your back pocket that can one-shot. But of course, the time to kill is really fast all around. Also, the assault class has a signature trait where he has no reduced walk speed after falling, which is kind of a nothing burger, but if you do fall, you will realize you can't sprint for a couple seconds, and on assault, that's gone. It's not really that big of a deal, though. The engineer class has, of course, extra rockets and, of course, rocket launchers in general. At level 1, he gets faster reload times for launchers, which is pretty good, especially if you just want to get multiple rockets off on the same vehicle. At level 2, he actually slows repairs of vehicles, which is really good. And at level 6, he essentially buffs his own repair tool, which is obviously very good if you're repairing vehicles. And, of course, his specialist gadget is the repair torch. Currently, this tank is full health. Vehicles also have their own auto repairs, and they can go to repair stations, but having a guy prone on top of your tank repairing it is a big help. So definitely helpful if if there are vehicles around. If there's not, it literally does nothing, so just keep that in mind. The engineer does have a very nice specialist trait, which is way better than the assaults in my opinion, and that is he just takes reduced explosive damage, because yeah, a lot of explosive damage is kind of unavoidable, so you may as well just take less of it. And the engineer class is proficient with the SMG category, which for some reason it didn't equip the SMG. I guess I'm killing. Anyway, you get better hip fire with the SMGs, and if you pair this with a laser, it can be quite good, you know? But, you know, I aim with the SMGs a lot. This game is a lot more tactical than Call of Duty, so you might not always need that perk. But now we're on to the gadgets, and the engineer actually has 3, and they're pretty interesting. First, we have the RPG. It's a dumbfire rocket launcher, unless somebody marks something with SOFLAM, which I don't think is actually in this version of the game. But for right now, you can only really hit ground vehicles or air vehicles if you're really, really good. Then we have, of course, the Stinger missile. It has a lock-on. If they use flares, it won't hit them. And of course, it doesn't work on ground vehicles. So in a lot of the maps, you're not even going to want to have this one equipped. And then the motion sensor mine is a very interesting mine because the vehicle doesn't necessarily need to drive over it for it to go off. And of course, you can run 2 gadgets. So you may as well just have on a map like this, mines you can place down. And then of course, you also can have your RPG, which comes with a scope. So I would definitely recommend you run the RPG even on the larger map, unless you really want to take out a specific helicopter. Can I cross map a guy with that? Oh my gosh, I did. You can just shoot humans with the RPG, you know? You don't have to shoot a tank. You can shoot a person. But then next up, we have possibly the best class in the game, but we'll talk about it. Recon is also really good. That being, of course, support, which actually has both heals and it has ammo as well. Its first perk is that people can actually walk up and get a heal off of you just by hitting E on you, even if you don't have a med kit down, which is kind of a nothing burger for you personally, but it is definitely nice for your team. Next is revive recovery, which is really cool. You actually get life regen when you revive somebody, and this is great with the defib because you can revive people super fast and maybe get some health back as well. At level 2, he gets improved stats for all defensive gadgets. This means that his wall has more health essentially, and he actually can place a wall, which is kind of, I don't know how to feel about it, but yeah. And at level 6, he actually just becomes a supply crate. You can run into a crowd and give everybody meds and ammo. Now, support's ability is that he can, no, everybody's bleeding out. Anyway, support's ability is that he can actually revive people faster. I know it's crazy because he's the revive guy, but he also can drag people faster when he's reviving them. But usually you're going to want to use the defibs anyway. So you can actually hold E on people to revive and then you can drag them. But usually what I do is just tap on people with defibs. The support specialist gadget is, of course, this box actually gives you ammo and heals, and apparently I can just one-shot my own. All right. It's also on a recharge, and everybody within the radius will actually, as you can see, this is the radius, it will start to regen health even if they're being suppressed, which is really good. And also they will get, can you not shoot these? Oh my gosh, you can. This is the best game ever made. Hello. Anyway, the support class is signature weapon type, which it didn't swap to again. Thank you, DICE. This is, of course, the light machine guns. I'm not a big light machine gun fan. His specialist ability is that you walk at normal speed with LMGs out. I just don't prefer the handling of them. The ADS speed is kind of bad, but the walk speed actually is just like perfectly normal, which is to say if you're using a light machine gun, you better be playing support. I can actually drag this guy out of here. See, I could have tapped that guy with a defib and insta-revived him, but he would have died. Now, for the support gadgets, you only get 2 right now. Defib, which you can hold down to give people more health, or you can just tap them right away. And deployable cover, which is a deployable shield that you can essentially head glitch off of, as you can see. I mean, it's not a full head glitch, but it is hard to shoot people on this, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to breakthrough, it's really annoying. But yeah, you can also just heal yourself with this, which is really good. And also defibs do run fast, and you can charge them up and kill a person with them. You can kill an enemy player, which is fun. But then last up, we have the Recon class, which at level 0 gets better auto spotting because you can actually auto spot with this class. At level 1, you actually ping people by hitting them and they get pretty bad healing. They stay tagged for quite a long time. At level 2, headshot kills are not down from them. You just completely die, which is really good if people are pushing an objective and reviving people because you can just keep headshotting them. He probably has the best active ability, in my opinion, in the entire game, which is that it flies a UAV around above you and it will just ping people for you. Basically just keeps people on the minimap more, which is pretty nice. His signature trait is that you're able to spot people automatically, which is pretty crazy. And his signature gadget is one of the worst in the game, kind of, because it's a motion sensor. But it could be good depending on what you're doing if you're like ultra camping or something. But yeah, if I headshot people right now, they fully go down. And if I tag people, they get spotted, which is pretty crazy. And it's like a 3D spot as well. And they regen slower, but you gotta do that because snipers cannot one-shot body shot outside of a sweet spot, which maybe we'll talk about that in a different video. Make sure you subscribe, by the way, if you're enjoying this video. I'm planning on making a bunch of videos on this game, so smash like and subscribe. The specialist weapon trait for Recon is insanely good. You get a better shift to steady. And secondly, you actually bolt your sniper faster. You literally get more fire rate, which is kind of insane. I was really worried with open weapons that people were going to run support so they could heal themselves and use snipers at the same time. But the fact that headshots are unrevivable revivable. You ping people with them, you slow their healing, and you bolt faster. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like if you're gonna snipe, you're gonna use this class. And of course, for your gadgets, you actually get C4 only on this class, which is really interesting, as well as the deploy beacon. The deploy beacon is obviously one of the best gadgets in Battlefield history because you put it down and then you can redeploy on it and your team can redeploy on it. It's very important to have these. Let's talk about which class is the best then. Assault is very good because you get 2 primary. Engineer is kind of the worst one by far, I'm not gonna lie. But of course you can kill vehicles, so it is really important to have engineers on a team. But I wouldn't really recommend you play engineer specifically. Support is obviously really good as well because you just heal yourself. And Recon has a bunch of different abilities, but it's mostly good if you're just sniping. So just keep that in mind. Basically the only bad class is the engineer. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy, holy goat. Okay, but yeah, make sure to like and subscribe if you're new. More Battlefield 6 videos coming soon. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Have a nice day.